We just arrived at the Northeast Classic Car Museum in Norwich, New York. This place is pretty cool looking. It looks like it goes on and on and on. There's quite a few buildings here in this small town. I think this is gonna be fun. Hey Greg, I just figured out, I think this is gonna be our next new vehicle. What do you think?
Yeah.
1940 White Horse?
Yeah.
Delivery van.
Yes.
That is awesome.
I want it.
Tell me that is not neat.
Can we please get it?
I don't know, buddy. I don't think your mom would appreciate this as a everyday car.
Is it? Yes, it would. It's like the best car there ever is.
It is very neat. I mean, there's no visiting an automotive museum without seeing a 1967 Chevy Corvette. Oh, this thing is beautiful. I would give my left arm for this. 427 big block V8. The factory price of this thing was $4,388. If anybody out there has one of these and would like to sell it to me for $4,388, please give me a call. Here's a 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. I remember as a kid, I was probably 12 years old, and I knew an old guy who had an old beat up one of these he was fixing up. And I remember my uncle was picking on him because back then it wasn't a really sought after car to be fixing up. Now today, I think that old guy's laughing all the way to the bank. I mean, there's nothing as recognizable as one of these old Chargers. You know, really, anything in that old 60s Dodge and Plymouth lineup. They have gained considerable value and popularity over the years. A couple more iconic cars. He's got a 1965 Shelby GT350. Here's another car that was about $4,500 brand new back in '65. This would have been like the 289 version. Absolutely awesome. Love this stuff. And then, this is one of my all-time favorites right here. This is a 1967 Shelby GT500. This would have been a whopping $4,100. This has got the 428 V8 in it. Oh, look at this thing. Look at those lines. If we could all go back in time, we'd buy about a dozen of these and put them away in a barn somewhere. When I grew up, my grandfather had an old junkyard. It was actually a legitimate junkyard. And I remember, even, at my age, when I was a kid, how many of these old Corvairs we would stick in the crusher and crush. And now, when I look at them, I really like them. I know that they don't have a ton of value, but I just think they're a really good-looking car. It's funny how perspectives change. One decade, you think of some of these cars as being piles of junk. A decade or two later, they're classics and you want one. This is a 1970 Pontiac GTO Judge Ram Air. Love it. It's so sought after. They've become so rare and so valuable that many of us will never have the opportunity to own one in our lifetimes. This museum even has some very old bikes here. Look at that, an old Henderson. Oh, I love that. See all the nuts and bolts and pieces and levers and how they work. There's no crazy voodoo behind the scenes using electronics. This is all manual. Look at this. This is an Enterprise. A 1952. It certainly has that early 50s, late 40s look. It's just wild looking. Now this looks like something from the future, but it's a 1930 Henderson Model KJ.
Looks like from the future.
It is very cool, Grayson. The Great New York Motorcycle Show. This is an old emblem. I've never seen anything like it.
So he followed pretty much on Al Franken.
It's got two. I don't know if that's two seats or one big seat. But it is definitely wild looking. That's neat. 1930 Packard. It's a model 745 Roadster. And this thing is, it's so big when you get close up to it. It's a lot bigger than I anticipated. And I mean, look at that emblem. And you can't mistake that. They don't spend the time to make things that ornate anymore. I mean, that emblem alone is just iconic.
I'm taking a picture.
I saw it.
Okay, okay.
Wow. This place is a gem. Beautiful. I am not sure what is this, an old Packard? What is this? Okay, there's a sign over here. I've never seen one of these before. This is just neat. Big car, but it's beautiful. It's a 1933 Marmon convertible sedan. I don't know what it is about the red and the chrome on this thing, but this is one attractive beast. 1937 Cord. Model 812 Sportsman. Absolutely beautiful. This is pretty neat. They got an old Franklin exhibit here. You don't see these very often. They're just really neat, kind of unique old cars. Not something you typically see anyone restoring. I think this one a 1912? 1912 Model G Touring. That is unique. Got the old lantern lights on the side. I like this one right here. This one's beautiful. Like the color, all the old chrome. It's a 1929 Franklin. Model 130.